Good morning once again. We're preparing for a flight to Juba. I'm just arrived at the airplane, and what we do is you have a good look generally at the aircraft, ensure the chokes are in position, and loading is ongoing, and everything looks quite okay from this angle. Now, with the cargo on board, we commence our outside the walk around from the front. The walk around commences from the front, and you look at the total air temperature probe, make sure it's free and looks okay. Pitot tube on the left hand side looks okay. The nose gear from this angle looks okay. The radome on this side looks okay. And then we check our landing lights. They are on. I'll have to walk a little bit back here. That side is okay. And they're all working. They start in front of the aeroplane. Look at the radome. Everything looks quite intact. The strips are okay. The radome is not pitted. Then you come to the pitot tubes on the right hand side. They are both okay. Angle of attack sensor up here looks okay and looks clear. And then we check the nose gear door light. The nose gear door light is okay, and we check the choke strut, the nose gear strut looks okay. The extension is normal for the kind of load that we have. The cables are alright, no leaks, everything looks perfect. We check the cabin pressure static ports, and they are clear. Oxygen discharge disc is clear, is okay. There's not damage discharge. And then the static port of the auxiliary captain and the first officers. And the general area looks quite clear. Then and look at the antennas. They are good. From here, everything looks perfect. Look at the air inlets to make sure that they are clear, no birds nesting in there. The V-shape antenna looks okay. Then generally we look at the leading edge of the wings. The leading edge flaps and the other devices are all stored, and there's no visible damage. On the leading edge, the wing fence looks perfect. We walk all the way to the wing tip. The starboard nav lights are okay and they are working. There's no damage on the generally on the wing tip. Static discharges are intact and everything looks perfect. Walk along the trailing edge. The actuator fairings for the flaps are okay, and everything looks perfect. And ailerons are paired, flaps are up. They're selected up in the cockpit, and everything looks normal. You look at the landing gear, main landing gear, looks perfect. We come around. There will be a bit noisy here because the APU is currently running, but we survived it. Everything looks okay. No leaks, no visible leaks. The cables are okay. No visible damage. That is perfect. Close it now. Then we check the fuel light on. These are installed gear pins and they'll be removed before flight. We come to we check the brake wear indicators. They are okay. They are perfect. The brakes are there. The extension of the oil is good. And there are no leaks. Look at the engine inlet, engine number 3, and everything looks perfect. No missing screws. And the cowlings are very well stored. No leaks, everything is perfect from this angle. And from here, we look at the props up there. Everything looks perfect. No leaks, no visible leaks, and everything looks perfect. Then we come to the static dischargers. Everything looks perfect. The elevators are well stored. Everything is perfect from this angle. Then we come to the other side. All looks normal, no visible damage. Everything looks perfect. And then we look generally at the aircraft from the rear. Everything looks okay. And we come up here. Here we have the engine extinguisher bottles. We check the pressure. It's within limit. Check the pressure, the 2 bottles. And then you look at the main hydraulic tank, and you can see it's quite full. Then you look around at we check the cables. The cables are okay. There's no damage, no visible damage. The 2 recorders are in place, voice and flight recorders. And then on the left, we did do what we did on the right-hand side. But before you get to the engine number 1, you look at the tail skid. The paint is intact. No damage. That is okay, intact. And then you look at the engine. Everything looks perfect. No missing screws. No leaks. The cowlings. Cowling locks are done and the cowlings are intact. The engine looks perfect from this angle. We look at the inlet for any visible damage from this position, and everything looks perfect. Then we come to the left wheel well, and over here the APU is running, so it's a bit noisy. But you should be able to do what you need to do. Look at the brake wear indicators, they are perfect. Extension of the oil looks normal. Then we come around, goes along the wing trailing edge. the tabs, ailerons, they're all faired and they look perfect. Everything looks normal. Then you get to the wing tip, left wing tip. Stockade chargers are intact, the light is on, no visible damage. Both landing lights are on, perfect. Then you walk along the leading edge of the wing. The leading edge devices are stored, the flaps, leading edge flaps are stored. Wing flap, wing fence looked okay, perfect, no damage. And generally everything looks perfect. And then we get to the left static ports. Auxiliary first officer and captain, and they are okay and they are all clear. And the general area is clear. And that concludes the walk around before flight.
So backs off, hitting 205, 221, 205. Flaps 20 for departure, speed 140, 140, 153. VLF 30, 150. 150. Yep, and then up speed will be 220, 210. 220, 210, that makes 180. So, climb 309, call it 310. Okay. 150, 150. Thank you very much. Bwana Mashari. Okay. So, the takeoff, your brief.
Okay. The standard company right-hand seat takeoff. We are at the cargo ramp, expecting a standard pushback. Most likely facing north, and we'll taxi out via Golf Kilo to the holding point of runway 06. Yeah. For the emergency brief, between from 0 to 80 knots, we will abandon for takeoff for any malfunction. I'll handle the controls, we'll bring the aircraft to maximum stop, thrust levers to idle, speed brakes up, maximum braking, and max reverse. I will advise the tower, and we'll bring the aircraft to a stop on the runway. Select flat 30, we're ready for evacuation, and in case of any memory items required, we will proceed with memory items. After V1, we will only stop for the major malfunctions, which is engine fire, engine failure, ATC, obstacles on the runway, anything that affects the safety of the aircraft, and carry out the same emergency brief. After V1, no actions below 400 feet except raising the gear, silencing any warning horn lights, or they'll cut up. At 1,000 feet, we'll accelerate, clean up the aircraft, select MCT, followed by the memory items, and thereafter will be non-normal checklist, after takeoff checklist. As procedure, we'll proceed runway heading, 8,000 feet we can turn right, route on the downwind leg, and after 9,000 we'll proceed to direct to Stony, which is Tango Victor VR, and expecting a direct entry into the hold, and inbound course of 287. Or in case we need to come back immediately, we will just reverse radar vectors, position back to the ILS on the 06. We have a 6 minutes dump time. Yeah, so in case the aircraft stops performing, as with the license and the flight engineer, we shall complete at your command. We can dump immediately, or we can follow the checklist in case of anything. Otherwise, we shall proceed normal. We expect runway heading, flight level 100, and most probably we'll head direct to November Alpha Kilo and onto our airway direct to Juba, which will be via Uganda, which is Entebbe. That is, yep, so it's Lanet to Bravo, climb on runway heading until passing flight level 100, turn left direct to Lanet or is cleared by ATC. And that is the setup that we have confirmed on the left hand to November Alpha Kilo. climbing to 320. Most probably they will clear 180. Thereafter give us a further climb to 320. Okay, unless you have any questions, the briefing is
Negative, no questions, just a comment.
okay.
Since you're at flaps 20,
Right.
acceleration will go to 5 and then we'll ask for climb.
Climb test. Okay.
Other than that,
Understood. And we have no threats today. The weather is not a threat. We copy the NOTAMs. And aircraft serviceability, we are aware of any problems. Yeah, and that briefing complete.
understood.
Thanks so much.
Airplane requesting stop flight level 320, destination is Juba. Destination climbing in 1 million Victor, board we have 6 crew, and it's of 3 hours 50. Nairobi 320, Astral Cargo 080.
So push. Can you see the tow truck? I don't think it. The tow truck is there. Okay, it's there. It was for push, right?
Ground Astral Cargo 080.
Probably cost agent.
Nairobi ground Astral Cargo 080. Zero, the program request pushback destination Juba, again Kim, November, India Victor, onboard 6 crew, payload 18.9 tons.
080, clear push.
Clear push, Astral Cargo 080.
Below the line. Checklist below the line. Beacon on. Butts. Hydraulic system A pumps. Stop pressure. All the stop checklist complete.
From control 5 UN Oscar 411 Hotel. 91 Hotel back. 411 Hotel inbound call via echo from Bujumbura, and we are 5 crew on board.
50.
Hotel registration 5 Yankee Foxtrot Sierra Charlie. One hotel temporary go. Mike hotel again. From control from 411 Hotel. Standing by for hotel parking. Location. Hotel number 2. Hotel number 2, 411 Hotel.
Residential. Oh, that's one, yeah. Came in around there, or was it just? I think it was just probably just. Ready to start? Let's start number 1. Starting number 1. Turning number 2. Turning number 3. And 2. And 1. Okay. Green line, control check. Left, neutral, right, neutral, forward, so checklist, ground equipment, clear left, clear right, windows, closed. Hydraulic system pumps. Doors. After start checklist.
Ground Astral Cargo 080, request taxi.
Golf, approaching Kilo 180.7.
Golf approaching Kilo 187, Astral Cargo 080.
Left clear. Clear right.
Golf approaching Kilo. Taxi Golf short of Kilo, Astral Cargo 080. On. Close. On.
Set for departure.
Set for departure.
Check. Check. Check beacon. 5.60 set. Twenty clear. 205, 205, 221 center. V1 rotate 141, V2 154, 164 and 220. Mark set.
Mark set.
Second. Checks to the left.
And clear to Juba, flight level 180, request level change of route, departure 06, Lamondana heading, passing flight level 100, left and go.
To scope 0532, cleared to Juba, flight level 180, level change of route, departure 06, climb runway heading 100, left and out to go, Astral Cargo 080. Country taxi behind the Embraer 1 and is at the only flight, Astral Cargo 080.
Clear right. Checks below the line. On PA array. On. One landing on the right.
Clear takeoff as you cargo 080.
Ready? Ready?
Thank you. Charger 654, turning Julius Coast to follow. Continue holding point school 56, Marshall 536, 1180 and 0325.
triple on like one of those.
Looks like it's a chest probably. Nice landing.
Takeoff has recovered 0
Ready?
Ready?
So we're going to be climbing. We're at 32,000 feet. We've leveled off. Everything nice and easy. And yeah, we've got approximately a couple of minutes. We should be getting into Ugandan airspace. That's Gongu. After that, we'll be routing for approximately about half an hour past onto Uganda and South Sudan airspace. So once we're there, after that we shall be starting our descent into Juba. So for now, just enjoy the flight. I guess that's everything. Juba. Once we get closer, we're gonna get radio range, and then we're gonna speak to them, ask them for the weather, latest weather, runway conditions, if there's anything abnormal. And so far so good. The weather is supposed to be okay according to our NOTAMs, and should be anything affecting it. Yeah. Normally what we have is we normally have the Jefferson app and the iPad that we use as a reference. We've got our primary instruments that we use for navigation, our FMC, and the HSI, we use that for our primary navigation. This is more of a reference. As you can see on the map, this is basically our aircraft. We're in a position called Gongu, which is the border between Kenya and Uganda. You can see that's Uganda, that's Kenya. And we are actually on that airway. Upper November 556, routing towards a position called Kabla, which is again the border of Uganda and South Sudan. So that's basically all of Sudan. That's South Sudan. Once we cross Kabla, we're going to be in South Sudan airspace. And then from there, we're going to start our descent approximately somewhere along that point. Go down further to that point and do it's more of a visual approach in Juba, depending on the traffic and all that. So then come onto that point, Ralsa, Emami, thereafter Ekpap onto the final approach. So we'll be running on a more easterly heading, so runway 13 into Juba. And somewhere along that point, that's basically the River Nile. We're going to be crossing over that most probably on our descent. So you're going to, hopefully, let's hope the weather's clear there. You can probably get a nice view of the River Nile. It's actually a nice scenery once you descend through that. And so let's hope it goes well then. Yeah, see you down. Speak to you again down there. Okay, 280. Planning for 85 miles from Ralsa. So I'll just quickly rush through the brief. We're expecting a visual approach. We copied the weather in Juba. We have the 1009er, runway 13 news. So basically it's a visual approach as the RNAV is commissioned. We're going to use the RNAV as a reference. So we most probably will be clear to position Ralsa. I will plan for my descent, which is 85 miles from Ralsa. That's approximately 100 miles from the airport. So 85 from Ralsa, which is Lima 05, the first point, yeah? Expect to route via Ralsa, 7,300. MSA for that sector will be 4,800. We are above that. Thereafter will be a right turn, heading of 039 onto Emami. Emami will continue further descent to 5,700 as we have set up on the FMS. We'll intercept the final approach course of 129. Go down but continue on to Ekpap, which will be 3,200, and thereafter to our minimums of the approach. Since it's a visual, we could use 500 as our minimums for the approach. Yeah. In case of go around, we can just proceed straight runway heading. We can take it visually. We can turn right and proceed back to Ralsa, climb to flight level 80 for the visual. Basically more of a visual approach. However, we copy the weather, nothing should affect us. We should be able to land in Juba. For any reason we can't land, our Entebbe is our alternate. So Entebbe we require approximately 13.6 fuel. We have sufficient fuel. We should be okay. Our speeds are set up as well. 144, 154, and we have our EPAs set up also. So descending, planning for 85 miles before that. Okay. Unless you have any questions? Okay.
circuit of ticket in the side. Then I'll left it. There's someone ahead. Okay, we are now downwind. We have the traffic on Beacon straight ahead of us. Okay, south on to our level. We're coming a mean about to turn left. We have the traffic. Slow down, let's see. Take the speed.
flight to Cockpit by level 330. So then I'll come to this flight to Europe, 2 hours 40 minutes from there.
Please cool the cabin completely. Yeah, they are outside.
Try to split the level. All clear.
Shutdown number 1.
Cockpit. 354 negative for 1 mile. Now we are now overhead turning final. Ethiopian 354, I say again clear for visual approach to report aircraft next. 34 visual approach will go aircraft next, Ethiopian 354. And Kenya 342, we clear 6,000 to report Imami. 6,000 feet to call Imami Kenya 342. Bravo Tango ready. Zulu Bravo Tango, runway 13, wind at 270 at tail at clear for takeoff with the left turnout. Doing takeoff 13 with the left turnout. We said 121, that's it, yeah, there's an ocean. That's ocean 11. 740, 10 miles above. 10 miles. 740, 10 miles. Next 5 miles. 5 miles left, 740.
Shutdown check.
Shutdown checklist. Beacon.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Lab light on.
Start levers.
Cut.
Parking brake.
Set.
Electrical. Fuel pump. Hydraulic system lever and switches. Air conditioning. Oxygen regulators.
Off.
Off or on. After stairs. Shutdown checklist. Alright, viewers, welcome to South Sudan. We are now going to offload the cargo that was aboard. We mostly had actually vaccine and pharmaceutical items. So probably give it about 45 minutes to hopefully an hour they're done, and then back to Nairobi. So enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the flight, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks. Cheers.
Thanks.